Hello, Namaste. Welcome to T2E GS. If you are preparing for competitive exams, SSC, RRB or TG Police, you are at the right place. Today we will be discussing the last part of optics, that is scattering of light. Scattering of light. What is scattering of light? Upon we will be discussing what is scattering of light. For example, ये source of light है. This is source of light है. तो from here light is coming out. There's a light आ रहा है. Or as we know, there will be particles. I will be drawing the particles with blue sketch. That is the particles present in the atmosphere, and with these particles the light rays will interact and it will scatter in a different direction. For example, it is scattering in 360 degrees, scattering in like that, and one person is standing here. एक person stand कर रहा है इधर, and the light rays is reaching to his eyes, and he can see that the light is coming from this source. ऐसा ही देख सकते हैं क्यों, कहां से लाइट है. फॉर एग्जांपल अपन एक रूम में ठहरे हुए और when we switch on the light we can see what are the particles or what are the items or what are the substances present in that. Without on नहीं करे सो पहले अपन कुछ भी नहीं देख सकते. Like that it will interacts with the different particles present in the atmosphere. वैसा interacts हुए बाद में से scatter हुए बाद में से अपने eyes को it will reach us, and through that we can see what is happening in the room, what are there or from where the light is coming. That is the main topic which we are discussing today, scattering of light. Now we will be writing the definition of scattering of light. What is scattering of light? When a light deviates from its original path and travels in different directions. When it interacts with the particles without changing medium is known as scattering of light. This is known as scattering of light. If we concentrate here, there is a term called without changing the medium. That means if a particle changes its medium from air to water or water to air, it will become refraction. But if the light deviates in the same medium by scattering of the light, by moving in different directions, it is known as scattering of light. If we changes its direction from one medium to another medium, as we learned in the refraction, तो जब क्या होगा, from one direction to another direction move है तो क्या होगा, जब that is called refraction. That means rarer to denser or denser to rarer होना. But here क्या हो रहा, खाली एक ही मीडियम में the light will scattering in different directions. That is known as scattering of light. Please copy. From its theory we will be learning how, why the sky looks in blue color and why light sky looks in blue color. Rayleigh scattering. theory. What is Rayleigh scattering of theory? That means there will be some points mentioned by him. First point is when a light traveling, it should interacts with particles or molecules present in atmosphere, but the wavelength of the the size of the particles should be less than the wavelength. Then only the Rayleigh scattering theory is possible. And the second one is the particles present in atmosphere is approx 2 Armstrong to 5 Armstrong, that is 2 into 10 power minus 10, the value. It is so less, that is negligible value. So when the light traveling from these tiny particles, then only the Rayleigh scattering of theory is possible. On based on this theory only, the sky looks blue. Let's discuss how the sky looks blue. Now we will be discussing why sky looks in blue color. As we know, the source of light is sun. This is a sun. The sun which emits the light, that is source of light is sun. When it emits the light, क्या होगा कि light emit किया, light की emit किया तो क्या हुआ, the particles present in the atmosphere. As we know, अपने earth में the maximum amount of gases is occupied by nitrogen and oxygen. These particles are present of so tiny, that is it is suitable for 2 Armstrong to 10 Armstrong. So when light interacts with these particles, in the light it is white color. That means, as we discussed in the early video, we know that when we will be seeing white color कब दिखता, when the substance reflects all the light, that means VIBGR. When light reflects back all the colors, then we can see the light as white color. So ये white color क्या होगा, it consists of all the 7 colors. ये 7 colors कभी भी आए कांटेक्ट आएगा ना ये नाइट्रोजन और ऑक्सीजन में, तो ये नाइट्रोजन और ऑक्सीजन क्या करेंगे, द हाई वेवलेंथ लाइट को ऑब्जर्व कर लेके दिस लो वेवलेंथ, as we know, as we travel from red to violet, अपन travel करो तो wavelength will be decreasing. Red have high wavelength, that is approximate 7000 Armstrong. ये कितना रहेगा, approximately 4000 Armstrong. So कभी भी अपन रेड से वायलेट को आ रहे तो द वेवलेंथ ऑफ द लाइट इज डिक्रीजिंग. तो क्या करेगा, ये हाई वेवलेंथ वाले लाइट्स को पूरों को ये नाइट्रोजन एंड ऑक्सीजन particles will absorb, and the blue, violet and indigo will scatter. But here is the important question comes from here. It is emitting blue, indigo or violet, ये 3 कलर भी emit कर रहा, but we can see only blue color. Why? Because reason क्या है, our eyes are very sensitive to blue color. That means it can respond very easy manner, but within a short time of period it can respond blue color, so the sky looks in blue color. That is the main reason why the sky looks in blue color, why the water looks in blue color. Why water looks in blue color? It doesn't operates on the theory of Rayleigh scattering, but it operates on a theory called selective absorption. What is selective absorption? Means, for example, अगर when we standing, अपन एक सी शोर पे स्टैंड हुए, लेट मी अज्यूम दैट अपन एक बीच पे है, दैट इज फॉर एग्जांपल मरीना बीच, अपन वहां ठहरे हैं, एंड व्हेन वी आर लुकिंग एट द सी, अपने को लगेगा कि द वाटर इज लुकिंग ब्लू कलर, बट द रियल इज व्हेन द सन rays will fall on the water surface, this water surface will absorb all the high wavelength colors. That means red, green, orange, these three colors, high wavelength colors it will absorb, and these three colors will be absorbed, and it, as we know that in the white color there will be violet color, red color and indigo color, but it will absorb these high wavelength colors and the blue color remains unabsorbed. So that is the reason we will be seeing the water as slightly blue color, not much blue, it is a slightly blue color. As we know, our eyes is very sensitive towards blue color. This is the reason why the water, sea water looks in blue color, red and orange color when it's at the times of sunset and sunrise. Why sun looks in red or orange in color when at the time of sunset and sunrise? As you know, the earth will be in spherical in shape. When the sun rises, it have to travel much more distance to reach our eyes. That means the sun rays have to travel much more distance in the atmosphere, whereas in the afternoon it is easy to travel, it is very nearer to our eyes, that will reflect, that will travel a less distance. Reason the sun will be looking in orange color. For example, when these white lights, this white light, कभी भी a white light travel होके आ रहा है, then as we discussed earlier, there will be a nitrogen and oxygen. ऑक्सीजन और नाइट्रोजन अपने अर्थ में एटमॉस्फेयर में हाईएस्ट नाइट्रोजन गैस और ऑक्सीजन गैस बोथ अमाउंट में पाया जाता है. तो जब क्या होगा, जब कभी भी ये सनलाइट ये पार्टिकल्स को इंटरेक्ट करेगा, कभी भी व्हेन दीस मॉलिक्यूल्स इंटरेक्ट विद द सन रेस इंटरेक्ट हो, तो ये सन ब्लू कलर और ये वायलेट कलर और इंडिगो कलर ये पूरे क्या हो गए, रिफ्लेक्ट हो जाएंगे. रिफ्लेक्ट होने से क्या होगा कि अपने को इन डायरेक्शन, बट ऑरेंज रेड ये दो कलर रिमेन विदाउट स्कैटरिंग, स्कैटरिंग नहीं हो गया और खाली रह जाएंगे. तो दैट इज द मेन रीजन अपने को सन जो है रेड कलर दिखेगा. बट फॉर एग्जाम्पल सेम एज आफ्टरनून, व्हेन द सन सेट्स, these sun rays will scatter, that is in white color. as we know, अपने पता है कि सन रेस में व्हाइट कलर रहेगा विच जो पूरे कलर्स पाए जाते. मगर जो ये नाइट्रोजन और ये ऑक्सीजन पार्टिकल्स क्या करेंगे, इसके मॉलिक्यूल्स को जब भी ये व्हाइट लाइट इंटरेक्ट हुए तो ये ब्लू वायलेट कलर स्कैटर हो जाएंगे। ये स्कैटर होने से क्या होगा कि ये ऑरेंज और रेड कलर दोनों विदाउट स्कैटरिंग दे विल बी स्टेइंग लाइक दैट। जब क्या होगा अपने को द सन विल लुक लाइक रेड एंड ऑरेंज कलर। दैट इज द मेन रीजन। लेट्स कॉपी दिस डायग्राम एंड मेक योर ओन नोट्स, बिकॉज आप अपना आप नोट्स बनाएंगे तो आपको पता चलेगा, क्योंकि मैं आपको कॉन्सेप्ट सिखा चुका हूं। इफ यू एक्सप्रेस इन योर विथ योर सेल्फ इट विल बी इजी फॉर यू। फॉर एग्जाम्पल आप एग्जाम्स को प्रिपेयर हो रहे, एग्जाम्स को प्रिपेयर हो तो क्या होगा, वन डे 1 मंथ बिफोर आपके वर्ड्स में आप लिख लिए तो, मैं जो भी बोला कॉन्सेप्ट को लिख लिए तो इट विल बी इजी। इफ आई एम राइटिंग द डेफिनेशन एंड यू वांट्स टू मेक दैट फॉर मोर, नहीं बोलना चाहिए, थोड़े बच्चे रट्टा मारेंगे तो इट विल डिफिकल्ट। अपना आप लिखने में क्या होगा, आपको क्या एक्सपीरियंस हो जाएगा और रीड करने में भी आपको इजी होगा। प्लीज कॉपी दिस। नेक्स्ट वी विल बी डिस्कसिंग ए कॉन्सेप्ट कॉल्ड मेस स्कैटरिंग। इंपॉर्टेंट है, मोस्ट ऑफ द क्वेश्चंस इन कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम्स और फॉर एग्जाम्पल बोर्ड एग्जाम सीबीएसई 12th और 11th में डिफरेंस बिटवीन द रेली स्कैटरिंग एंड मेस स्कैटरिंग के बारे में पूछते हैं। मेस स्कैटरिंग कंप्लीटली ऑपोजिट टू रेली स्कैटरिंग। मेस स्कैटरिंग में क्या है कि ये क्या बोलता है कि व्हेन a light interacts with the molecules with same or high size of the light wavelength, that means wavelength, then all lights scatter equally. That means कभी भी फॉर एग्जाम्पल टाइनी अपन क्या रेले स्कैटरिंग को देखे, इन दैट द साइज ऑफ ए पार्टिकल is less than of the wavelength of the light, but sorry, greater than or equals to la wavelength of the light. ये difference है दोनों में। Based on this concept only, why the sky the clouds present in the atmosphere looks white, अपन पढ़ेंगे। Why clouds looks white in color? ये स्काई है and the clouds present in the atmosphere. These clouds will consist of ice crystals and droplets. Droplets or ice crystals present रहते। When these white color interacts with these clouds, that is present the droplets or the ice crystals present जो है इस clouds में, वो clouds को कभी भी interact किया तो क्या होगा, the particles present in the cloud, that is droplets and ice crystals, इसका साइज जो है वेवलेंथ ऑफ लाइट से ज्यादा भी होगा, इक्वल भी होगा। तो क्या होगा, अकॉर्डिंग टू मी स्कैटरिंग ऑफ लाइट थ्योरी, वो क्या बोला, कभी भी वेवलेंथ से पार्टिकल का साइज और इक्वल या मोर देन है तो it will reflect all the colors. That's why in the previous video we have discussed that when a substance कभी भी पूरे लाइट को पूरों को रिफ्लेक्ट करा, then we will be looking the substance, it will be looked as in white color. कभी भी it will absorb all the colors, then it will be like blue color. वैसा when it will reflects all the colors, all colors को reflect किया तो क्या white color. So this is the main reason why the clouds will be looking in white in color. ये main बात है. Please copy this. Will appear in the sky. What is the theory behind it? अपन डिस्कस करेंगे. रेनबो, first dispersion, second is internal reflection, third one is refraction. ये तीन steps, when it completes these three steps, there possible of rainbow appear. एग्जाम में पूछ सकता है, what are the three possible steps to appear rainbow? Dispersion, internal reflection, refraction. When these three steps, if a light completes, then the rainbow will be appearing. How it will, let's discuss. This is sun, the source of light. Here clouds, or in which the droplets is present. This is droplets. I will be drawing droplets as in circular. Assume this is a droplet. For easy understanding, the light travels and entering into the droplet. Here this light will goes into the droplet and it will reflect somewhat like this. And it will come out of the droplet. And the rainbow will be appear. Now what is the process? Let's discuss. When these, how the steps involved, like we will be discussing. When light traveling from one medium to another medium, this is air medium, this is a water medium. When light enters from air medium to water medium, then it is changing one medium to another medium. So here refraction takes place. The one step completed. Second one is, when this light enters into the droplet, it will disperse the light. That means it will scatter. Scattering of light. This is called dispersion of light. That means dispersion. The second process is complete. After that, when these light reflects from internally reflects into the in droplets and comes back. then another refraction takes place because it is a water medium and this is air medium. So it is coming back with refraction process. That is, refraction is completing 2 times. Here internal reflection. How internal reflection? It is reflecting somewhat, that is, it is not completely reflecting like TIR, total internal reflection, but it is reflecting in some deviation like that. For example, the light enters and it will reflect like this, like this, like this, like this, and it will comes out. This is called internal reflection. Whereas total internal reflection means it will come and it will be totally reflecting. That is total internal reflection. This is only internal reflection. So the process involved in rainbow is known as internal reflection, not total internal reflection. In the examiner he will be confusing you. वो confuse करेगा, कैसा बोलते? The process involved in the rainbow to appear internal reflection, total internal reflection, और क्या देगा? रिफ्रैक्शन देगा और डिस्पर्शन देगा. चूज द करेक्ट ऑप्शंस. तो अपने क्या देगा? अपन टोटल इंटरनल रिफ्लेक्शन को एलिमिनेट कर देके these 3 options will be correct. That so we have to learn that what are the steps. That's why I have written before explaining the rainbow. Rainbow explain करने से पहले मैंने explain किया what are the steps involved in rainbow to appear rainbow. This is the process. Then there will be classification of rainbow. Mostly there will be not chances of asking this, but I am explaining. क्या है? Primary rainbow. What is primary rainbow means? ये primary rainbow क्या है कि if it is a rainbow, इन प्राइमरी रेनबो रेड जो है टॉप पर रहेगा और लास्ट में कौन जाएगा विथ जी और दैट इज वायलेट कलर विल बी हैविंग लेस वेवलेंथ, सो इट विल बी लुकिंग एट द डाउनवर्ड्स ऑफ द रेनबो. दिस टाइप ऑफ रेनबो इज नॉट प्राइमरी रेनबो. ये प्राइमरी रेनबो में क्या प्रोसेस चलेगा? 2 रिफ्रैक्शन, 1 डिस्पर्शन, 1 internal reflection. This is the process to appear primary rainbow. This is the main. Generally this rainbow is we will be seeing this rainbow only, but when this rainbow appears there will be a secondary rainbow also appears, but we can't able to see the rainbow, secondary rainbow. वो क्या होगा? Let's discuss. नेक्स्ट सेकेंडरी रेनबो. ये सेकेंडरी रेनबो क्या है कि इधर वॉयलेट जो है इट विल बी एट द टॉप एंड रेड विल बी एट बॉटम. कैसा बोलते हो? हियर इंटरनल रिफ्लेक्शन इज अपियरिंग ओनली 1 टाइम, बट ये सेकेंडरी में क्या होगा? When light is coming 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 like that, violet, ये violet ऊपर आ गया, whereas red color is downwards. अपन जो 1 time internal reflection में क्या हुआ? 1, 2 and it comes out. So red is at the top here. Here violet is at the top. So here there will be 2 internal reflection, 2 refraction and 1 dispersion. This is the main difference between primary rainbow and secondary rainbow. Either 1 internal reflection, here 2 internal reflection. Now I will be writing an important point. Just remember at 12 p.m. there will be no chance of rainbow to appear. Just remember, no need of learning the concept behind it. ये remember कर लो, it will be enough for you. Important है. Thank you for watching my video. Please share with your friends and family members. अगर आपको पसंद है तो share and I will be posting in today's session. I have completed the optics chapters. In 5 videos I have completed the optics chapter. I will be dropping the PDF which I made MCQs based on this. From I have acquired all the PYQs from the various examinations and I have made a PDF based on PYQs. I will be dropping that PDF in the comment box, and please download from the comment box or in description and try to solve the questions so that you can learn better. Thank you.